of Redfin Realty, and we have our guest speaker today, Kelly Linhares, or I should say Jean Kelly Linhares, with Journey Home Mortgage. She is our preferred lender that we use, and she is our mortgage specialist. She can handle anything that has a bad credit score. She will get them prepared, and she will bring it up, and she will get it done for you. Today's presentation, we're going to talk a little bit about understanding the home buyer's perspective. You know, what happens, what's the first point of contact with us as real estate agents, and then how we refer business over to Kelly to get our buyers pre-approved. So that is the first and foremost and most often overlooked. People will just want to jump and go to looking at houses, and you know, what do we say now? No, we don't just open doors. We are more than that. So let's sit down, create a goal, understand your goal, get you pre-approved, so that way we can totally understand what the whole package looks like. You know, you want to just look at the purchase price. You want to know what your monthly payment's going to look like and understand it. Because what one may look like for one person may not look like for another. We may look at different properties that have different taxes, that have HOA versus no HOA, and maybe the insurance, maybe you're out in a flood zone versus another, so it could look completely different for each buyer. So that's what we're going to go over today, and we're going to show you and kind of go over the process of how we work together as a real estate agent and a mortgage broker. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and release this to Kelly, and she's going to go over our process.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for having me. Like Sabrina said, my name is Jean Kelly. I usually go by Kelly. I am a mortgage broker. I have been in this business for over 20 years. I really love the business. I have worked in different areas of the business. I started as an assistant for a loan officer, then I went into underwriting, I've been into processing, I've been doing loans for the past 10 years, residential loans, and I do commercial loans as well. So we all know the market is changing, right, with rates and prices and sellers and buyers and everything. And I think for us in this business, what we do is changing. Some of us realize that it's not just a transaction, that a lot of emotions and a lot of things go into, and a lot of numbers and unknown, and people can get very nervous during the process. So what my goal is that you guys understand what happens behind the curtains on my end of the deal, when it comes to qualifying the clients, some of the documentation, appraisals, underwritings, why are we asking for what we are asking for, when is the deal getting closer to the closing table, what are some of the obstacles that we may face, timelines during, like, there are so many things that can happen during someone buying a house, whether it's their primary, secondary, investment, whatever.
There's a lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts. And my job is to make sure that I see all of the parts moving and that I am prepared to handle anything that is coming my way. Right? When I say anything, I mean anything. This job has to be very flexible, because as we gather documentation, things go and they change, and people change, and their needs and wants and desires change, and you just gotta flow with it. So today we're gonna focus on who is the new buyer, right? Who's buying right now in this type of market, and how to make it work. And we're gonna do a little bit of buyer education, credit qualification, mortgage program, and market influences. Let's start with your first conversation with your lead, right? Because you meet somebody, they are not a client yet. This person is just a lead. You're gonna get on the phone, it may be a referral, it may be a cold call. You're gonna get on the phone with them, and your job is to listen. So I would say from the get-go, and what I have in the presentation is, don't lead with how much house do you want. You're gonna lead with, what does home ownership means to you, because for different people it's going to mean different things. You can have a young couple just getting married, buying their first home. Their experience is going to be very different from somebody in their mid-40s, mid-50s buying their second, third home, right? And when somebody decides that they want to buy a home, it's something very emotional. Most of the times it's an emotional decision, and it is your job to find out what that emotion is. What is it that these people are trying to accomplish? Because they can say, oh, I want the dream that you see on the TV, like the house with the 5 bedrooms with the beautiful closet and all that. But at the end of the day, reality is gonna set in, and you're gonna have to handle reality. And the best way to handle reality for these people, because they could be saying one thing to you, but in the back of their head they mean something completely different. And unless you listen very well to what they are saying, you're not gonna be able to decipher what is it that they are saying. So I have some discovery questions that I put on the presentation. Some questions that you can ask. So you ask a question and you listen. You don't think about the next question. You're not gonna get stressed out trying to, you just listen. And if you wanna take notes, you take notes, but your job is to listen. Why are you moving? Very simple question. Let them talk. They can start talking about why they're moving to why they hate their mother-in-law and they wanna be far away from her as possible. And then from there, you know, okay, I need to be away from this woman, and then maybe this location that they say they want is not gonna, because really what they want is be away from her. So that's what I was saying, like, listen. What is your timeline? Very important. Are they renting? Are they gonna have to break a lease? So things like that. Have you talked to a lender before? Did you get pre-approved before? And if they did, who and how was your experience? And if they had a bad experience, you have the opportunity to say, let me refer you to a lender who is going to provide you great service. Hey, me. What payments feel comfortable, right, for a client? Because
This is a big one.
This is a big one. So if you're talking to a client and the client is saying, I want to pay $1,000 and I want a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool.
Hello, 1980.
Yes. Like, it would be really nice, but that is a question. And ask the question and just let them speak. You don't have to say, oh, no, that payment is impossible. Like, we don't have to do that, but we just need to listen to see if the client has a grasp on this whole thing or not. And then later on I can address payments and non-payments and all that stuff. Just listen, gather the information. Another one, what concerns you about home buying? What are they scared of? These people coming in, especially first-time home buyers, is a big emotional decision. It's a big financial burden, and we need to know what is it that they're scared of. And they will be scared of something. And if you are the first point of contact, so if you know that, you're golden. Like, you really know your client. It's gonna make it easier for you if you know it beforehand. People buy emotionally and then they justify it logically. So, especially first-time home buyers, and some investors too, we know a few. They come into the home, they want to feel it, they want to see it, they want to smell it, and that's how they are making
Envision
their
the
decision.
furniture.
Yes, imagining the furniture in the
That's
house.
very important. Everybody has to have a couch, their favorite couch. How many times have I had a house where they said, my couch doesn't fit here? And what's the response to that? Are we buying the house or are we buying the couch?
I've had clients say, oh, I love the house, but the refrigerator is old. Oh, you buy the refrigerator. There are thousands of them at the stores, and so there are couches.
And then there's also finding a way as a realtor how we will work with that, you know, because if we find a house that has all her wants, but this couch doesn't fit, we will have a nice conversation, we will have a little therapy session, and we'll learn how to let go of the couch.
And we will take you couch shopping.
Yeah. This is a journey, it's emotional, we're gonna do therapy in this, a lot of things happen here. A lot of things happen during this journey. But yeah, but that happens a lot.
Absolutely.